Live from the CCM studios, it's the Wayne Hayes Show. Yeah. Round the button, round the button, round the plot, plot, plot.
You know, when I come through, I'm coming through with the shit, with the candy, with the cream, with the alley cocaine. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord. Cream of the crop. Man, listen, I'm glad to finally get to meet you. You know, I've been paying attention to your journey. You know, I appreciate your talent. And so I'm just to get you on, let's tell the people, some little behind the scenes, some stuff they might not know.
I'm happy to be here, you know what I mean? Appreciate it. I'm happy to be here. You know, I think people underestimate the power of press. You know what I mean? So, I think we don't really understand how much media and journalism and stuff play a role in our journey. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful to be here. And I always let, every host know that, I'm thankful for being here, and I think it's cool to know that y'all be tapped in and tuned in. I feel like me, I don't drop a lot of music, but I'm always around. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I'm always working. I'm always doing something. And like I tell people, I'm more than just a rapper. I'm a brand.
Absolutely.
I'm a business, baby. I own me. You know what I mean? So for me, it's more about it's about the business. It's about longevity. And when I look at, like Queen Latifah and Nicki Minaj, and I see longevity for them, you know what I mean? Like, it's just more than that, And of course we have, the reason why I'm here is because, I posted something that's saying, about the journalists who pretty much either put the women rappers against each other, or they only ask, who you think better than one, or who you think is next, you know what I mean? And I think if they watch our journey and if they look, they kind of see what, different lanes people are in. And, I tell people all the time, I'm more than a rapper, I'm a brand, and I started off doing freestyles, and, I came in getting booked, and I'm just grateful,
Well, definitely, you be some of the energy around you. It supersedes the normal stages that people have to take.
Right.
A lot of times you have to have a certain digital footprint or be able to, it has to make sense why a booking agent is going to bring you in. And,
right.
And there's data that can show us, why we should book you.
Definitely.
But then there's sometimes, I keep forgetting to look at the camera, but then there's sometimes some times when people see something special before that other thing happens, and that's kind of like what I saw with you. But then everything is catching up quickly. I know you're a mom.
I am.
And you have a young son. And how is being a mother a blessing and being an artist at the same time?
For me, I feel like both of them saved my life. A lot of people don't talk about like the postpartum depression, the hormonal, imbalances that you have as a mother. You know what I mean? So I was in a very dark place when I had my son. So by me being in that place and having music as a form of expression, music was never a passion of mine. Music was never something I was like, oh, I want to get rich. Like, y'all turned me into a rapper. You know what I mean? My supporters and women that, supported me, which is why I'm so pro-woman. You know what I mean? And then looking at your son, it's like a lot of my old videos, you hear my son like cooing in the background. My son, I want to say he was about 7 months when I debuted as Alley Cocaine. I've always kind of been in music, in and out, but again, it's never been a passion of mine. So I think having music, for expression, having my son for motivation it saved my life. Like, I was in, like I said, a very dark place, and it gave me that, that outlet and that motivation.
That's dope. Another thing that I noticed about you and that I admire is you're able to commit to something, a direction or concept or an idea of something you want to change within yourself, and you do it.
Right.
And speaking to that is there was a weight loss journey
right.
that you took, and it was very intentional.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Can you talk about that?
Definitely. So for me, it was like I was kind of getting back to myself. I was working a job. I was working in a tax firm that was high stress, and I was also doing a lot of shows. I was on like a tour with Zoda Roaster, so that come with fast life, Hennessy, drinking, and then, I have a corporate job who feeding me with expense. We going on retreats, so I had gained a lot of weight, but I was happy again. You know what I mean? So I did gain a lot of weight, but I think for me, it was just about healthiness. You know, I'm 5'1", you know, it became very uncomfortable for me. So for me, it was like, okay, well, let me show them, because I never took neck up pictures, you know, like when I was even more heavier, like I still was confident, I still wore it, you know. I mean, it was nothing that was like, I wasn't ashamed of it, I just was uncomfortable in doing it. So, you know, when you on in stages and I'm getting booked, you a little winded when you up there, you know, and I'm coming from Instagram challenges. I'm not really a record writer, so a lot of my music is just real fast paced, it's all gas. I'm winded up there. I'm like, okay, something gotta change. So when I had my trainer, JSN Fitness, reached out to me, you know, to train me, I was like, okay, I understood the business of it too, you know, because I think people don't understand, like, it's not always about the money, it's about the results. So I knew I was representing her brand as well. So that was motivation for me to say, okay, well, let me be a good reflection of your brand while I'll help you while you help me. And it's kind of, and it's actually inspiring. You know, there's a lot of women who hit me and send me their pictures and say, you inspired me, you know, to lose weight or even just to get healthy.
No, I appreciated it because I look at people's. There's no such thing as perfection in my opinion. It's just Correct. If you do your best, that's perfect.
That's your perfection.
You know what
yes,
I mean? So, and I felt that also, and this was my own thought because I manage talent, so I'm thinking
right.
from the perspective of branding. I'm like, I think she's incorporating that in her career now. She know that will benefit her.
You see it.
I know being in Atlanta, being in LA, the executives, they love to see that because that means you're committed to what you're doing. You're not coming in just looking like, you know what I mean?
And it makes you marketable.
Absolutely.
You know, and not only that, it creates a market for you. So it's like if I decided, you know, not that I would stop music necessarily, but if I decided I wanted to be a fitness coach, I could. You know, if I decided I wanted to drop a fitness line, then I could. You know, and it creates that other avenue of revenue and that other line of market.
Or motivational speaker, or a life coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the proof be in the pudding. If you can do something,
indeed,
and then repeat the process and master that, then you can share that. You know, I do it all the time.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, when you say, do we have some water?
No, I'm gonna get some in a minute. We do? Okay, cool.
So, you know, I think, like you said, when it comes to motivational speaking, and, you know, I used to do a lot of that before I was really into music. I would just come and post, and a lot of people would listen to me. And, you know, I tell people all the time, I'm getting by on my likeness and on my personality. And it's like, you know, I have star power. But you see, I haven't dropped a lot of music. I haven't done a lot of music, but I'm still booked. I'm still relevant. I'm still in these same rooms as these people who... you got one for me. Right oh, that's my boy. All right.
Yup. And again, shout out Fair Game Magazine, supporting everything in the culture. Yes,
I see a lot of product placement here, and I think that's really amazing. And, like, you know, for me, like I said, I'm always looking at the bigger picture, you know, and I think people forget that you're doing what industry people are doing. You understand, kind of like, you understand the formula. You know what I mean? When it comes to things like that, you got...
It's an ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem, definitely.
Everything is like... From our studio, the CCM, people come there to shoot their music videos, and then they're going to need services around those videos, the promo.
Indeed.
I do that.
Indeed.
Maybe they may need distribution or radio run. I can facilitate all those plays. And then being, you know, part of a magazine, it's just another platform.
Yes, it is.
I'm always close to what it is that I really love to do. So the effort in sustaining a sustainable business is not hard because it's what I do and it's in the ecosystem of the shit I do.
And it's like, you know, you become a resource. You know, and I think that's what people have to realize. You have to position yourself somewhere to where you're valuable. And it's like when you offer in different services and different packages and things of that sort, like you come here, it's a one-stop shop for an artist, you know, and I think a lot of artists forget that. Even when they're looking at, you know, what it looked like, you know, when other people are getting the notoriety or they're getting the, what do you call it, like the face of it, but they don't realize there are people who are actually doing the work. There are people who are, you know, understanding.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think because of the access to make music is really, the threshold is low. Like you could,
yes, it is.
Many people can do it, and so they, it comes along with a sense that the other parts that are connected with it are easy or don't require a team.
Right.
It's very much team oriented.
Very much.
You know, fortunately, you just gotta, and unfortunately, you just gotta do your due diligence, have discernment, and then, but study, because you can't. A lot of people don't make decisions because of fear-based thinking,
right? Just
because they don't know. Like if I'm like, well, I want 12%, I want 15%. This is what my fee that I want.
Right.
And then they're like, ooh, and
it's new to them. They don't know.
Right.
Again, they haven't done the research and they don't understand it. So,
so just learning your shit, and that's. I really want to get into some music right now.
Oh shit! Okay.
You know what I mean? I want to get into some music.
He won't speak up.
Because the swag is all in it. Everything she do is dripping with her authenticity.
Thank you.
Yo, what's up? It's DJ Tussie. Salute the DJs. You already know where I'm at, man. It's the Wayne Hayes Show, baby. Let's rock.
Like, ooh, you can feel her, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or him, or whoever the artist is,
right.
You can feel that shit, that's what you present. That's why people really follow you, and it'll come up in a tangible form. Motherfuckers will come see you, or buy your shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they can feel it.
They can feel it, and I think that's what I want to do, because it's emotion when I do music. It's energy, and I think that's what music is. It's transferable. That energy, you feel it. So when you hear it coming out your speakers, and it's vibrating, you feel that. You know what I mean? And that's what I try to put in the music that I do put out. You know what I mean?
So if you looking ahead in the next 2 years, where would you see yourself in your career specifically?
In my career specifically, I'm gonna be rich. Like, I get myself into the next year just because, I'm on a full rebrand right now. When it comes to like my look, my image, and where I'm positioning myself, I think the only thing I'm missing is a record. You know what I mean? And I think once I have the fundamentals down pat, I've done the research, I'm looking into the business part of music, and I think a lot of artists don't get that. So when they are in a position to win, they end up losing because they're not knowledgeable. Even when it comes to contracts, they don't understand. Those are negotiable. You know what I mean? So when you do that research, I've done the footwork in that capacity, so it's like I've been in school. And that's what I say, for the past 5 years, I've been in school. I've been doing the research. So I think now that I got that understood, and I've done a lot of kind of like artist development kind of things, once I get a record, it's over. That's it. That's it. I just need a record. And I think that's easy.
I know you got several records. I know, but a question that I wrote down in my phone was, what, tell me a misconception that people may have of you.
They think I'm mean. You think I'm mean? I know that wasn't for me. No, so a common misconception is that I'm mean, but I'm short. So I got a complex. You're not about to try me. I just gotta, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. So it's like when you see me, you know that I mean business. Like I might walk in with a motherfucking mink coat on looking like her. But the next thing you know, I'm in a general pop with the motherfucking people shaking ass and turning y'all up, But I think you gotta understand, like, when you walking in a place, you gotta own it. When you walking in somewhere, my energy is very strong. Like, and I've always shown up as myself. I never forget I went to a cypher, I had a video shoot, and I walked in there, fur coat, full makeup on, and heels and all the stuff, and they kind of looking at me like, what the hell, but I stood out. And it was star power, you know what I mean? And really, I'm hella cool, just don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? I think that's the misconception, but I'm really personable, I'm cool, I'm sweet, I'm a Cancer. I'm a teddy bear.
I was just about to ask you that. Yeah, I was gonna say, what is your sign?
Yeah, I'm a Cancer, I'm cool.
Okay, cool. Shout out to Cancers, you know what I mean? Don't gotta shout out to Virgos in the house.
That's what you is. It makes sense. I vibe with Virgos.
Yeah. Listen, let's get back to some more music, because that's one of the things we do here.
Yes, sir.
The whistles got woo. Well, you want to woo?
Yeah, this young lot, the flood, and you watching the Wayne Hayes Show.
What I mean, I was there with Zoe, and it was just like, it was a family affair kind of thing. I think I was definitely honored, because I was like, the crazy part about it is, I actually was taking off a song with Too Short a few years ago on my birthday, and then double back, and he gave me that record on my birthday. So it was actually, it just was full circle, and I was honored, to be doing a song with somebody I looked up to. Like when it comes to like the nasty shit, the raunchy shit, the vulgar shit, like that's Uncle Luke, Too Short. Like, you know what I mean? Like that part of me, I'm like, damn, I got a song with Too Short.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
It was definitely a good match. You know what I'm saying? As far as the shit you be kicking and what he be talking about. Also the fact that, you know, shout out Shorty always showing love.
Definitely.
For emerging artists if he like it. He ain't gonna just be all over the place with his endorsements.
Definitely. And it was amazing to me because people was telling me that he was telling them about the record. And I was like, oh shit, I'm tight. You know what I mean? You know, because it's on the artist. If you get a feature, you pushing like, oh, I'm on a song with Short, I'm on a song with Short. But he was like, you know, I did a record with Ali Cocaine. I'm like, oh, all right, that's major.
Oh, yeah. People know, we know who Ali Cocaine is.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, we just waiting on you to, you know, like you said, it could be a record away.
Yeah.
But it's also not, everything doesn't have to be contingent upon a record.
True enough.
When you build in your popularity,
yes,
you have to capitalize on that. It's just about numbers. So people necessarily, you get popular, develop your fan base or following, and then you're just trying to sell 10% of your fan base, and it's sell them something. It doesn't have to be music.
And I think that's where I am right now, because it's like I said, I'm getting on by my relevance and by my likeness. You know, I drop records every 2 years. I drop projects every 2 years, you know, or every year or so, or to be a single a year or something like that. But it's like they still checking for me. You know what I mean? And I noticed that, and I'm just like, you know, for me, I'm like, okay, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Let me just see if I add music more into the mix, where to take me. You know what I mean? Because music got me here. Music is the face.
Absolutely. I would say that if there was something that I could say, I would be like, make more music. Because you're already in the algorithm.
Right.
Right? And so adding more music would make you do better.
Right.
Exponentially.
Definitely. Because they always want music. You know, they always looking for music. And I think for me, it's like starving them for so long. Like once it's up, they like, oh shit, she flooding us.
Give them that EP, or you probably EP them to death. Give them the album.
And you know what? I think for me, I can't wait to get into album mode. I'm really just looking forward to who I'm gonna collaborate with when I do the album. Because when I do the album, I just feel like it gotta be major. You know what I mean? And I've been giving them not really singles, records. So I'm like, either I'm gonna build it up with singles and then drop the album, you know, or I have to have a good marketing plan for the album. I think that's where I'm at with it, kind of seeing where I want to structure it and how I want to drop it. Because when I do release music, I release it in a package, you know, and I'm like, well, if I'm on a rebrand and I give them a single, it's kind of like starting over a little bit, you know, and it gives it that time to kind of catch that fire. So I guess it just depends. So you think I should give them an album? You think I'm ready for an album? Okay. You heard what he said? Yeah,
because now that you're rebranding, it means something. But let's just say, in general, people know your flavor. The ones who fool with you, they know your taste, your flavor, right? That's so. And they tired of the spoonful. Well, we tired of the little spoonful.
Okay, you know okay, I'm giving y'all too little.
Yeah. And I would say an EP, really an EP is worthy, because the EP, if you don't have a big team, it gives you kind of the capacity to be able to support it with the necessary steps.
Right,
the marketing, the rollout, the after the release time.
Right.
You can control that. An album is bigger.
Okay. That's fair. I'm always looking for, always looking for insight.
Let me get another song. Cocaine on the Wayne Hayes Show, Bay Life Radio. That's Bay Life Radio. You heard me, for real, for real. The gas beat and the gas, you could always smell your gas when you come through the gas station. Yes, stay potent, The bars is always incredible. The swag is through the roof. I understand you doing some merch now.
Yes. So I got my Cocaine Couture line. This is an exclusive drop. It's actually a 3-piece. So it got, the bralette underneath, the sweatsuits, and a hoodie. I already did the first line. That one did really well. They were just the crop top one. So Cocaine Couture. The next one I do, these are going to be the 3 pieces and a curvy couture for my plus size women. So I'm going to do a curvy couture. So that's what's next. As well as my hoodies. I got some limited edition hoodies.
Okay. Well, we was talking offline while the music was playing, but we want to update the people. What can they expect from you? Let's just give them in the next 6 months.
Okay. In the next 6 months, y'all gonna be seeing a lot more behind the scenes in my process, how I'm writing, how I'm curating these records, what I'm working on as far as like endorsements and deals, things of that sort. Again, merchandise, singles, and I mean, apparently an album. You guys will see that full process and kind of like a day in the life of Ali Cocaine. Because I think, again, we were speaking and he said, he's tired of y'all getting spoon-fed. I got to give y'all some more. So I really want to kind of document that, not only for you guys, but for myself, to kind of document my process and the journey for the next, really for the next year. I'll be back and forth between Atlanta and LA. And I'll be pretty much documenting that, my motherhood and things of that sort. So I'll give y'all a little personal on me.
Right, that definitely sounds good for the people that want to enjoy your music. So do you have a website?
I do have a website.
What is it?
AliCocaine.com. I have a website. It's pretty much a really good hosting site. It has everything. It has my press on there. It has, AliCocaine.com. It has my press on there. It has my contact. You can stay updated with my events. You can contact me. It directs you directly to my email. You guys can shop on there. It's pretty good. My videos, everything that you would need, all my social media handles, it has everything. So
all in one central location.
Yes, it is. I think that's very important to
Excellent
have
move.
a hosting site. It's not a link tree if you don't have a website.
Okay, well, I think we pretty much covered a lot. I know it was great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I appreciate your talent, but again, not just your talent, just the rapping. I could see that the whole picture can be very colorful because you know what I mean. You can have a goddamn cookbook.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because you in your weight loss journey, you was eating a particular kind of way.
I was, definitely.
And you could know what I'm talking about.
Shout out JSN Fitness.
Yeah. So what's her name again?
JSN Fitness. Her name is Leela.
JSN Fitness.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? We want to shout her out. Yeah, because we want to always shout out people like Urban Zen, like JSN Fitness, you know what I mean, who are impacting our culture in other ways, in metaphysical ways, in spiritual ways, and in health and wellness. You feel me?
And definitely. And I thank you guys for having me. I'm like I said, I'm always honored to be here. I'm always honored, to be on your platform, that you created. So again, thank you. Y'all stay tuned and y'all come tap in with my mans. Y'all artists come get y'all press.
Absolutely. And if people want to do features with you and all of that, what's your IG so they can tap in with you?
Ali_cocaine. Again, you can utilize the website. There is an inquiry tab there. It covers anything from consultations to verses to live performances. Anything
Boom.
You need is on the website, baby.
Boom. And that's the way you're supposed to have it. Commendable. Salute, Queen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ali Cocaine. We'll be back with you understand me, Bay Area legend, rapping Protect. Yes, Lord.